Hello, it's Crypto CJ. It's a trade of the day. It's the Thursday night slash Friday morning Zoom edition, depending on where in the world you are. I'm still in Southeast Asia. It's Friday morning for me. But the markets have been trending up. Bitcoin's over 120,000. Ethereum is close to 4,500. So let's go to the charts. We'll check it out. We are on the Bitcoin chart. Day chart, and you can see over 120,000, and we're above all the EMAs that I'm usually tracking, the 20, 50, and 200. So trending up nicely. Good recovery from the big dip we had last week, end of September. October is looking like Uptober so far. And Ethereum also trending up. It hit 4,500 briefly and then dipped back down a little bit. But again, above the same EMAs, 20, 50, and 200, looking good. And what's on Twitter? Is Eric Trump the new crypto prophet? He said, buy the dip on September 27th. Well, so did I, so maybe I could be a prophet. But yeah, it's basic chart observation there. U.S. government shutdown freezes the SEC. So Kyle Chassis has a bit on that and how that affects the market. The conclusion is basically not much. Pump is coming. 99% chance of rate cuts in October from our friend Mr. Powell at the Fed. We'll see if that comes to pass. And if we do get a rate cut in October, especially if it's like 50 basis points or more, then that could really make the market take off. So that's about all I have for the markets overall. Let's head over to CoinMarketCap. This is a free resource I'm using today. I'll probably bring up coin crypto bubbles or something like that a little later. But the
Hey,
bullish sentiment, hey,
um, yeah, just with the government lockdown, apparently, Crypto Nation this morning were talking about that every time the government locks down, there is a bit of a uptrend in crypto.
yeah, yeah, I think there's usually a dip and then a pump shortly thereafter. So that's what we're looking for. Because those government payments don't go away just because there's a um, the shutdown. They accumulate, and eventually they're paid out, and people who are looking to you know buy financial instruments with those payments, they eventually get their money and do so. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go see if we can find some coins to trade. On the bullish sentiment list here from CoinMarketCap, we looked at this last week. I've been consulting this off and on since then. Got Quant, Hedera, INJ, SUI, Cake, Arrow. So these are some coins I like to trade anyway. I had H bar up. Look at that one. This is my day trading layout. Supply and demand visible range by Lux Algo. I'm using that for resistance here in the red zone, support on the green zone. You can see we're just hit the red zone. We're dipping out of it now. Um, the RTI, Relative Trend Index, I use this for alerts and entries. And it's dipping below the 20 now. When it hooks back up, that's something I want to get into. Like the last time I did that was yesterday morning, or maybe that's this morning. Yeah, anyway, it had a nice recovery. So it dipped down here, get in here, and ride that to the top of the red zone, almost 3%. Pretty good day trade. So if you want to set an alert on the RTI, so I'll go ahead and do that. Right click, add an alert. crossing up on the 20. Once per bar close leaves it on all day. Message, CoinMarketCap, and notifications. Notify an app on my smartphone. Toast notification to pop up on my laptop computer and play a sound. I usually go with 3 notes reverb, but there's a few to choose from. Click create. That 20 line gets a little darker. So when this is already dipped below and it breaks back up, I'll get an alert and I'll consider getting into a long position at that time. I also trade it the opposite way. Breaks above the 80, then dips back down. Then that can be a short position. However, I'm in a short position from a couple days ago. It's kind of languishing, so I probably won't do any shorts today. Okay, so that's H bar as a day trade. Is a swing for the 1 hour chart. And using supply and demand visible range again for support and resistance. And then SuperTrend for for alerts, and Trendio LSMA for confirmation. So when I get something like this that occurred on Tuesday, coming out of the green zone, the buy signal triggers, the Trendio turns green. That's a potential entry on a swing trade. So that would have occurred right about here. Takes this dip and then goes back up. So about 6% in one day. That's a pretty good swing trade for a really short one. But I'm usually looking for 10 to 15% in a couple days. So we just had a buy signal, but we're in the red zone. I don't like that. So let's go to the 4 hour chart, see if we have a better setup. Yeah, we have a buy signal here coming out of the green zone. Trendio is red, or I mean, is green, but the last two candles are red. So if you took this and wrote it back here to this support or resistance, about 9% in 12 days, not bad. You go back to this resistance, 12 for about 12.5% in 19 days, not bad. So yeah, it's got potential. Or you set an alert, you just catch the next buy signal, add an alert on SuperTrend, and go with SuperTrend buy. I can't stop yawning. Early Friday morning for me. Okay. Well, that was H bar. Let's see what else we have to look at. INJ. Thought that was on my list. This is my watch list here. I've accumulated over the years, mostly Binance charts, 'cause that's what I started with. A few Bybit editions as well. Okay, so Injective is currently at the 80. So if it dips, could be a short. Or you can just set up an alert for both directions, and I'll go ahead and do that. Right click, add an alert. And it's going to be entering a channel with 80 on the top, 20 on the bottom. Once per bar close, message. I do like how it remembers what I typed there before. But create, and you see that rectangle now. So if it dips below the 80 dips below the 80, I'll get that alert. If it works its way all the way down to the 20 and comes back up, I get that alert as well. So that's the day trade. A swing on the 1 hour chart. We're at the top of the range again, like we were on H bar. On the 4 hour, looks better. Got the buy signal on the SuperTrend. Trendio is pointing up. All right, so this 4 hour move, 14% in 14 days. Yeah, that's not bad. I'd probably be more inclined to take that than the last one we looked at. Or you can set an alert and catch the next buy signal. All right, we'll look at one more on here. And look at Sui. I'll add this one. Yes, I did. Sui on the Binance chart. This one, I think this one's on Coinbase as well. It's hooking, but it's not dipped below the 20 yet. It's near the red zone, so I probably want to see it break below the 20 and then break back up before I took a long trade on Sui. I'd put it around here somewhere. So 4 to 5% on retrace, something like that. It's a good day trade. Um, I click on this. I think I'm just going to set the long. So crossing up on the 20. Market cap sentiment. 3 notes reverb. There's my darker dotted line there to catch that move. Okay, on the swing, 1 hour chart. At the red zone, 4 hour. Oh, H bar. Look at that in a moment. Okay, 11.5% in 14 days. Not bad. But let's go to the H bar. Look at that one again. And the alert disappeared. So H bar dipped below the 20, hooked back up. So I think I'm gonna run over here to my carbon manual trade and add that here. This one will also add additional positions if it goes against me. The ladder buying technique I've talked about before. Yeah, good to go. Looking forward to when this is available for everybody, but not quite yet. Sorry about that. All right, so I'm in my H bar long. We'll see how that plays out. And where were we? We were looking at Sui. Back to that. All right, and I was going to look at the swing trade. Maybe I did that already. Yeah, I think I did. This looks familiar to me. So looks a little bit better on the 4 hour chart. So let's look at a different information source. So we'll probably see some of the same information. And Look at Crypto Bubbles just because it's kind of fun. Who doesn't like bubbles, right? All right, so this is on the day setting, 1 to 100, top 1 to 100 coins, mostly green, couple red. If I scroll down, I can sort. I usually sort by the day. And there's quite a few up here in the positive. Zcash I traded yesterday. Let's check out that one. Some old indicators. All right, it's right in the middle, 15-minute chart. So turn on the alert I have from yesterday. Maybe it was the day before. Here we go. And that's just a long, probably works for my current situation. So if this breaks down below the 20 and breaks back up, then I'll be ready. I recycled that alert. Look at a swing trade. And it's in the top of the zone again for the 1 hour chart. 4 hours, not much better. This one had a big move. Yeah, Zcash explodes 170% in just 5 days. That headline down here on TradingView. What's driving the rally? So this privacy coin has something to do with that. And as you can see, we're in the top of the zone on the day chart as well. The week chart, if you got in this now, 56% in 1,200 days? I don't think so. So it's not a very good dip and retrace coin. It could be something that's blown off its recent high and is trending up for that reason. I might want to read the article here on TradingView if you're interested in trading this as a swing. So not really how I like to trade. So I think I'll pass on this one, but could be a good day trading coin. So keep that alert in place. All right, what else on Crypto Bubbles? Pancake Swap, Monero, BNB, Arrow, Hype, OP, Solana. Let's look at Solana. And look at that in a couple of weeks. Okay, above the 80 at the moment on the RTI. So yeah, it's gonna take a while before it dips back down. But the last time it did was over here. It made a big move. Cross back up about here. And if you stayed in there for a couple days, 11%, that's a pretty good day trade slash short-term swing. So I like that. So you do have an old alert to recycle. If you recycle alerts, then they don't accumulate too much. Eventually, TradingView will say you can't do any more alerts. You have to delete some. That's why I started recycling some of my older alerts. Let's go ahead and save this one. That one's back. And let's Swing trade option. Yeah, at the top of the zone again on the 1 hour. Probably getting tired of hearing me say that. 4 hour, pretty close as well. 8 hour, about the same day. Yeah. This is one you might want to set an alert around 250, 260, see if it breaks through um, the current high and takes off. Might want to catch that move. So you can set a price alert, right click, add an alert, maybe like 260 once. The levels right there. Notifications, go with handbell, some trade, click create. So that's a dotted line up here. If it breaks 260, then I can assume it's breaking through that resistance. So you might want to be careful and set another alert around 258, 255, something like that. See if it dips first before it takes off. So yeah, hook, line, and go or something like that, which I can never seem to remember what traders call that. Okay, so that's Solana as a swing. It's already looking like a potential short, but the way Bitcoin's been ripping, and I said earlier, I'm stuck in a short from a couple days ago. I won't be doing any of those today. All right, look at one more from Crypto Bubbles. Doge. GRT, near, ARB. Look at Doge. Just dip below the 80. This is a coin I do like to short. Last time I did that, I made a nice move. Broke down right about here. And 1.5, 1.3. Not that much. So it's made small moves, breaking below the 80 the last couple times. So I don't think I'll set an alert on this. It's a swing. Yeah, like the rest we've looked at, it's the top of the zone. 4 hours got some room to move back to retrace. Got in now here. Almost 11%, 14 days. 15%, about 19 days. So those are two resistance areas that could retrace to. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and set those alerts on our swing trade layout. Well, that's about all I have for my swing and day trading. Robin and Craig, good to see you guys. Do you have anything you want to look at before I shut it down? I'll assume that's a no. Well, thanks for joining me. If you're watching on the recording, I'd rather see you live. Check out the comment in the pin. Check out the opportunities in the pin comment. They help fund the channel. And I'll most likely see you guys Monday night / Tuesday morning. Have a good trading weekend. Bye.